Hey everyone, so this is a quick video on how to add custom fields to your HubSpot forms. So let's have a quick look. We start in HubSpot by going to Marketing, Lead Capture, and Forms. And let's create a new form just to give you an example. I'm going to select Standalone Page, and we start with a blank, but I'm going to just jump in and select Contact Us. And now imagine you're a real estate company or some kind of company that wants to learn more about its audience when the audience is filling in the Contact Us form. So if we use a real estate company as an example, we want to ask an extra question here. Let's click Start. We want to ask a question here about what they're interested in. What's the inquiry about? And so we want to say interest. We want a property or a form that's something about the interest. There isn't something we already have in the system here. So we're going to create a new field, and we're going to make it a drop down so that we can potentially create workflows or automations later from their answers here. So we're not going to make it a text field, but instead a drop down field. So I'm going to put it under this contact information group, but you could organize it however you like. Maybe you already have other groups that are more appropriate for it, or you can create a custom group, and I've created one earlier that's called custom properties. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it in contact information for this simple demonstration. We're going to say primary interest, let's say. You can call this whatever you want. Good to give it a bit of a description. What is the customer mainly interested in finding out more about? And we click next. And then we can say, if it's for a house, let's say it's buying a house, selling a house, becoming a tenant, becoming a landlord. Let's say it's just sort of a very simple example. So now we've got our drop down options. We click next. This is automatically ticked because we're going to use this in a form. And we can see our primary interest here. We can click it and edit it if we decide we want to change the messaging here. Might be like, what's your inquiry? And we can make it required as well. You may want to make some of these other values, these other properties required. I'm going to pop this here. So first name, last name together. What's your inquiry? Any message, submit. And we'll rename this. We'll call it real estate contact us. Example. And then that's pretty much it. And then you've got to click update. So I'm going to prepare some other videos with a bit more detail about the rest of the form process, but this one is really focusing on just this adding additional custom property or custom field to your process here. If you do need to edit this, change the options, you can do it here. And you can also click here to edit and jump straight into the edit property, going into the back end for the property. So all form fields in HubSpot need to be associated to a specific property, and your account has up to 1,000 properties available. And you can see here the little text here is the internal property name, and then here we have the external text that the user will see, the customer or client will see when they're seeing the form as well. So let's update this. We publish that like so. We can view that like this, view link. And this is how the form looks with our drop downs here. Now, as I said, if we wanted to edit the detail of the property, you can scroll down here, click edit property options. You can edit it directly here, but you might want to go into the sort of the back end. When you click edit property options, that opens up the back end settings, and you can see all the other details. We'll cover that in another video, but that's here under settings. Scroll down, data management properties, and we're looking at the contact properties here, and they're all here as well. If I type in interest, we can see that primary interest one that we just created, like so. So I hope that's been useful. Please feel free to like this video if it's been helpful in any way. If you have any other areas you want to learn more about, please note it down in the comments, or if you have any questions. And if you want to see more videos about HubSpot, Zapier, other areas of sales, digital marketing, please feel free to subscribe. Okay, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.